What's going on, everyone? It's time for another action horror film review. Today we're going to talk about an actual horror vampire film, 30 Days a Night. It was released by Columbia Pictures October 19th, 2007, and it stars Josh Hartnett and Melissa George. It is written by Steve Niles, Stuart Bettry, and Brian Nelson. It's produced by Sam Raimi and Rob Tappert, and directed by David Slade, who was done films like Hard Candy. I actually believe I reviewed that on here. The Twilight Saga Eclipse, Dark Harvest 2023, and Black Mirror Bandersnatch. So this is a vampire film. And it's not your twinkly Twilight vampires. It's an actual vampire horror film. So yeah, it's based on a graphic novel called 30 Days a Night, and it's about a small town, Alaskan town, is about to experience their 1 month of darkness, and some unwanted visitors come and cause a whole pile of bloodshed and everything, and it's up to the town sheriff and his family and his girlfriend to help save the town and try to fight off all the evil vampires and keep them at bay till daytime. So overall, the effects in this movie is actually really well done. It still holds up really well. The cinematography is really good. The music is actually very inventive and has some pretty cool ideas, make the scenes a little more energetic and interesting. And the acting's really good in it. And like I said, the effects, the practical blood effects and stuff is pretty good. And the CG effects are actually pretty good too. They even have CG blood in here, but it actually looks pretty decent. So yeah, I thought this film was actually pretty fun. It's dark, it's creepy, and it does have a lot of good qualities to it. Now, some of the characters are kind of pointless in this. There's kind of just some cannon fodder characters in there, where in the book it was kind of a little more in your face going. I've actually read the graphic novels based off of, so I kind of get where they're going. But there's kind of some pointless characters, and then the story is a little bit padded. I found that they go and fight them, and then they hide for 10-15 minutes. You get a whole pile of exposition that you don't really need, and then it goes on to the next thing, or the survival stuff and things like that. But still, it's still a really good dark horror film. It's definitely one of the gorier movies, and overall, I actually enjoyed this one. I never actually really watched the sequel to this. I heard it's really bad, but I do have it, so I'll probably review it sometime. But 30 Days a Night is actually a really fun winter horror film to check out. I'm not sure where it's streaming or anything, but yeah, if you can find it, check it out. It's pretty fun. So I'm going to give 30 Days a Night 3.5 out of 5. It's pretty decent, and overall, I enjoyed it. So yeah, definitely check it out. Also, make sure you check out my Instagram. It's linked down below. I post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my stories. You put the film title in there and some fun fact or history thing in there as well. Also, my Letterbox down below, Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating after watching the films. And my Twitter's down below at views_Derek. So follow me on those platforms. Stay look at this channel. Like this video, share it so more people will aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. If you have any films or film franchises in any genre and on any streaming service that you want to hear my opinions on the future, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. And make sure you subscribe. Hopefully, something weird, obscure, and odd they probably never thought of checking out together. And also share my opinions on popular films that come out, classic films, and reviews on other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell, because we're going to do a horror comedy in the next one, an independent film called Accidental Exorcist in the next review. So make sure you tune in for that. And watch out for all those blood-sucking vampires killing everyone off during the winter months, because that's where we are in now, and that's when you're most vulnerable. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.